Welcome to our stories of the young man. Today we're reviewing the story of Miguel Magone. Remember that Miguel Magone, or Michael Magone, had been a criminal. He had been basically a gangster, and many of his friends actually were already in jail when St. John Bosco found him and brought him to the oratory, to the school that he had, the border house. Now, Miguel Magone had, as we saw in the last chapter, he was actually very happy there. He was playing a lot, doing a lot of sports. That was his favorite part. He also did his studies, but he struggled. He struggled to keep the discipline and the studies. He was given what they called a guardian angel, meaning they had one of the boys, one of the best boys in the house, to follow him and to be always around him and kind of correct him in what he did wrong. But as we're going to see in this episode, he started having some difficulties. Now, Michael had been in the oratory in the border house for about a month, and he was spending his time well. He was happy, he had space to jump around and have fun and play sports. But he never thought that true happiness really comes from peace of heart, from the tranquility of conscience. So his desire to play, his desire to do sports and all that stuff started diminishing. Soon enough, he wouldn't play anymore. He would be thoughtful. He wouldn't be around the other guys, and he would just go to a corner. And his friend, his guardian angel, noticed this, and at a certain time he went and he talked to him and he said, "Hey, Magone, what's wrong? I mean, I've seen for a while now that you're not as happy as usual. Are you sick?" No, I'm fine." "Well, where is this sadness coming from?" It's hard. It's hard to see everybody else, all the other guys, how they go to mass and receive the sacraments and pray the rosary, and they're happy about it and they like it, and they go to confession and they go to communion, and I don't know. It's hard for me to see that. I don't understand. What do you mean? It's easy to understand. My friends, all the other guys, they're very good. You practice religion, they get better, they improve. And me, a criminal, I can't do any devotions. I can't be anywhere in there, and I'm just remorseful. I don't feel at peace. You're such a wuss. If this is, if you're remorseful and you feel remorseful about the other guys being happy, why don't you just follow their example? I mean, if this remorse is mortifying your conscience, just, shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. You say that easy. If you were in my skin, you'd see. As he was saying this, he shook his head, angry, sorrowful, and he ran towards the sacristy. His friend followed him, and when he found him, he said to him, Magone, come on, don't run away from me. Tell me what's wrong. Maybe I can give you a remedy. You're right, I know, but I'm just confused." "Well, whatever reason you might be confused, there is a way to get out of it. How can I find peace if it feels like I have 1,000 devils in my body?" Look, don't get stressed out. Go to the confessor, open your conscience. He'll tell you what you need to know. When we ourselves feel not at ease, we always go to the confessor and we're happy. All right, but and he started crying. A few days after, the sadness became deep depression. Play, all the other distractions would only make it worse. Laughter was no longer in his lips. Many times while the other friends were playing or doing sports, he would just go to a corner. He would surrender himself to sad thoughts, and frequently to bitter crying. St. John Bosco found out of what was going on, and he had him called to his office. And he said to him, "My dear Magone, I have to ask you for a favor. but I don't want to be disappointed. Tell me, sir. I'm willing to do whatever you tell me to do. I need you to make me, for a moment, the owner of your heart. I need you to tell me the cause of that sadness that, for a while now, has been mortifying you. Oh. Well, yeah, it's true. What you say is true. I'm in despair. I don't know what to do. And as he said this, he started crying. St. John Bosco allowed him to vent out a little bit, and then he said to him, "What? You're this General Michael Magone, the boss of the gang. Oh, what a general. Don't you have the courage to at least tell me what's wrong? I wish I did, but I don't know where to start. I don't know how to explain myself. Just tell me one word. Just one word. I'll say the rest. My conscience is very dirty." That's enough. I understand. I only needed that word to be able to say the rest. Now, for now, let's not go into matters of conscience. I'm not going to ask you to tell me your sins. But I'm just going to give you some rules so you can fix everything, okay? Just listen up. If your conscience is at ease as to what you're doing right now, but you're worried about the past, prepare to do a good confession. And just tell the confessor simply and honestly everything that has happened since your last confession. Now, let's say that you were fearful, or there was some other reason why you didn't confess a sin in a previous confession. Maybe you are not afraid that some of your past confessions were not well done. In that case, in the confession that you're about to make, say everything that has happened since your last confession that was well done. And that way, anything that is in your conscience, just lay it on and say it to the confessor. Well, there's my difficulty. How can I remember everything that I've done over all these years? It's very easy. Just tell your confessor that in your past life, there's a lot of stuff that you need to review. And that way, he alone will ask you for all the questions, and all you will have to do will be say yes or no, and so many times this happened. Soon enough, Michael Magone would go to confession, and things would be much better. Stay put for the next delivery of the life of Michael Magone in the stories of the young men. This is your host, Father Carlos Cepeda, and you're listening to The Catholic Wire.